Hello, my dear Mystic Souls. How are all of you guys doing? I hope you're having an amazing time in your life. Today, we are gonna see, using tarot and monology, who's coming towards you in love life, who are you gonna marry, and how is your married life or your long term relationship is gonna be like. So, today we have got three piles for you to choose from. For the first pile, we have Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. For the second pile, which is pretty much on camera, it is a time for healing, the balsamic moon. And for the third pile, we have look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. Do not worry if you're not able to see all the cards properly here. There is going to be a clip played. The timestamps for the clips as well as the piles will be there in the description box. So you can go there in the timestamp, make your pile selection, and I highly recommend that while you're making pile selection, do pause the video over there. Meditate on the piles and see which image draws you the most towards it. Make your selection and then click on the timestamp for the piles and enjoy your reading. Now, in case you feel attracted to more than one pile, then you can watch both the readings. If you feel that you're getting attracted to all the different piles, then you can also watch the entire video as well. But if you're having confusion as to which pile should I be selecting, then you can make chits and pick up one chit and go with the number on the chit. Okay, so we will see you in your reading. Let's begin. Hello, my dear Mystic Souls. For all of you who have picked up this beautiful card, luck is on your side. Let's see who is coming towards you in your love life, who are you gonna marry, and how is your married life gonna be with that person. Okay, so for today's reading, we will be using both tarot cards and monology cards. So, first of all, with the first card that you got attracted towards, luck is on your side. I can see that there has been some situation in the recent past where you felt like you have just been unlucky in love, like you feel all the others around you are quite lucky to attract good relationships, but the relationships that have come up in your life have been pretty toxic or it was just not meant for you. Or it's like you have never been in a relationship because you always feel that I'm not able to attract anybody worth it. Okay, but it can also be like you had a deep crush on somebody, wanted to tell the person, but then the person just moved to a different place, so you could never say what you felt for the person. Well, if all of this is your situation, universe is saying that luck is on your side now. Things are gonna change for you, which is pretty great. So now let's hop into your reading further and let's see what the cards have got to tell us. Right? Now, first of all, regarding your current situation, you can expect to see something unexpected happening. Like I said, that luck is on your side, so universe may present some opportunity for you to get to know people, to meet your soulmate, and that opportunity can come pretty unexpected. It's like you weren't even prepared for it, and you know that your Prince Charming had hopped in right into your life. It is a possibility that in the recent past you have been pretty confused about a lot of things in your life. Like, say, for example, if you met with somebody, you would start doubting their potential to be your soulmate, or you would start doubting if you'd have a long term happy relationship together or not. So, naturally, all of that confusion would show up and it would completely ruin the kind of communication you had with that person. So that can also be a potential reason why you are either perhaps still single or you missed out on like exciting romantic opportunities and stuff like that. But it looks like you have identified this weakness of yours and you have worked upon yourself. It is also a possibility that you perhaps, like, not just about love life, in your overall life in general, there are several things which keep you pretty confused, and you're like, well, I just don't know if this is for me or not, kind of a person. But you have worked upon yourself, and now you know what is it that you truly desire, what is it that you really want for yourself. And because of this, the universe is now blessing you because you have also like learned the techniques of manifestation, and because you know what is it that you truly want, it has aided in your manifestation abilities as well. Others around you at this point of time, they are saying that you are somebody who can love unconditionally, who can give unconditionally, and that is something which at this point of time is making you attractive to others. Like attractive not just in the romantic sense, as a person too. Your friends, your family members around you, they think that you are someone who has grown up to understand themselves, and they have a very pure heart because of which they help others unconditionally. They don't say, like, they don't attach any strings to it that if I do something for you, you should also do the same thing for me back. They just want to serve, and they do so. Maybe in recent times you are into some sort of volunteering activity or you are supporting a charity. So basically what I'm saying is that universe too is seeing all of this and is going to reward you very soon with an excellent partner in your life. About who will you be married to? There is a high chance that the person you are married to can be from the legal profession, or they can be in a profession like defense, etc., an army personnel, that is. Or that person can be like the judge of a competition or something, or perhaps a professor who is at like a senior position in at their work. So these are like the potential occupations that I can see for you. And this person is gonna be a very righteous fellow. Okay, like there is not going to be any bullshit nonsense about that person. He he or she, like however it is, depending upon who you are watching this video, they are always gonna be fair. So it's like, you know, sometimes what happens is um, a lot of women complain that even though they're right, their husband supports their mother in law. Or it's like sometimes some people say that after marriage, the son always supports their wife. But in your case, it is going to be like your husband or your wife, whoever it is always going to be supporting the person who is right instead of like having a preference towards somebody. So it would be always a very impartial decision made. So do not expect your significant other to favor you, especially when you are in the wrong foot. Okay, but that person is going to be very loving, very loyal towards you, and your relationship is really going to thrive in the long run. That is what I can infer now, but we will see more cards regarding that. Now, when and how you're going to meet this person? You are going to meet this person probably when you enter into a competition, or through some sort where you are showcasing your portfolio. Like, for example, you apply to the university and the person that you are supposed to be with is in the selection committee. So that's how you get into talking, and eventually one thing leads to the other. Or it can be that you apply for a job and the person is in the HR team, or the person is basically the head of the department in which you are going to work. So these can be the kind of things, or like perhaps in your life you are in a situation where there is like a huge competition around you, or it can also be like this competition is with nobody, but this is a competition that you're having with yourself to improve over your life in general. So these are the potential times when you can meet this person. So if this competition is with yourself, you might meet this person as your mentor who will guide you towards success. About the time frame, I in your reading, 7 number comes up very strongly. So it can be that 7 days to 7 weeks to 7 months from now, you're gonna meet this person. Now, depending upon your age and your interests, your like wish towards a long-term committed relationship, it can also be 7 years, depending upon in what age range you are seeing this video. All right, now we will look into more cards regarding how your relationship is going to be and some advices. So first we have about the how we have the moon. Your particular relationship advice, we have the magician. Okay. And the other advice is 9 of swords. It Once you are into this relationship, in a lot of ways your intuitive abilities will grow. The person will help you to differentiate. Now, because this person is in a judgment position, that person will also impart the skills in you where he will train you to identify fake from real. So you will see that eventually you will also be able to make better judgments about yourself, about your life, about other people. This person will help you connect with the feminine creative side in you. Like for example, if like you have not been in touch with your feminine side re- recently, then this person will really help you do that. Embrace the feminine side as well. Overall, it would be a very happy relationship for you, but I can also see that in terms of communicating in your relationship, more communications will be mental than actual verbal communications. It's like both of you will have some sort of telepathic connection with each other. And okay, more than the words that you communicate, it would be the actions that you do and the feelings that you have towards each other which would be communicated. Now, your person could also be highly intuitive, and your person could be someone who, like, for example, if you are, uh, for instance, you say that, yeah, I feel pretty good, but at your heart, deep down, you're not feeling good. So, even though you think that you have done your level best to pretend in front of your person that you're pretty good, remember that your person will understand that you're not good. So it's a great idea to not hide anything from this person, because like this person may be into some sort of spiritual practice as well, and your person, he or she, may also be some sort of like a psychic too. So your significant other will eventually get to know about it, that how is it that you're actually feeling, or what you may be up to. Okay, so please do not hide anything. About the success of this relationship, the universe has to say that you have everything at your disposal to make it a very successful relationship. The outcome would be excellent for you. But what you should bear in mind is that maybe, just maybe, when you were in the state of confusion in your recent past, there have also been rejections in your life which haven't been very great memories for you. Please do not let them resurface back. Sometimes what happens is what we manifest or what we fear. Our worst fears become our realities. If we dwell in that energy, okay? If we do not dwell in that energy, well, everyone has fears, and occasionally fear is good because it warns you of any kind of impending danger. Now, during examination, a lot of students have this fear of failure. Because they do have this fear, they study really hard, they put in a lot of effort, and they come up with great marks. But if they dwell in that energy of fear, what will happen is they will focus more on that aspect instead of preparing. They will live in that energy so much that it is also possible that they completely forget what they have studied, which is definitely not going to be a good thing. Okay, so while fear is good, if you dwell in its energy, it is gonna bring in negative results for you. So that's the advice that I have for you. Now, finally, we will pick up some cards from the Monology deck and see what comes up for you. Okay, now I really love it when the cards are completely in sync with each other. So I was just talking about fear, and this card came up for you that work through your fears. Okay, so really, if you have any kind of fear in you, then you should work upon your fears. You cannot let your fears take over you completely. If you have some fear, try to understand what is it that you're afraid of and why are you being afraid of it. To what extent does your fear have the potential to come true in your life, and do you have any possibility to change the outcome? Through your efforts, through prayers, etc. Do them. The other message itself is meditate and contemplate. So connect with your higher self, connect with your inner self, connect with the divine powers, and you will definitely be guided towards the right direction. Now, for some of you, if you feel like in your career wise, although this is not a reading for career, but still I get this message, so I'm giving it out, that if you have had some dreams regarding your career life which you couldn't pursue because you weren't sure about something or you had a confusion over it, it is said that it is possible for you to achieve your dreams, but you do need a practical plan for that as well. Or, for example, if you are really planning that someone asks you out, or you really love that person and you want to be together with the person, so you actually do need to have a practical plan. Also, if you are really planning for a happy married life, and say for example your significant other comes into your life, so even then you will need a practical plan to make your marriage work or make your long-term relationship work. Okay, so these are the messages that I have received for you, my dear Pile 1 Mystic Souls. I hope that these messages have resonated with you and you have got necessary insights about your situation. I will see you again in my next reading. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Hello, my dear Mystic Souls. For all of you who have picked up this pile too, a time for healing. From this card, I will be picking up the rest to see your current situation, but from this card itself, I can see that perhaps you have been through some sort of toxic relationship or you have just come out of it, which is pretty great. But this is the time for you to take rest and recuperate instead of like for some people what happens is once they're out of a relationship which has been bad and toxic, they instantly jump into another relationship, but still they haven't quite come out of the previous relationship's energy. And that is where they constantly, like in the back of their mind, they constantly keep comparing their current situation with their past. They constantly keep thinking about their ex, and it serves no good either to them or their current relationship, to their current partner, to nobody. So it's time for you to let go. It's time for you to heal yourself. It's time for you to Like, think things through. And it is not like always the situation or the other person has to be bad. It can also be that you yourself had certain actions which you need to rectify, which you need to correct, some thought processes, some behavioral patterns that you need to work upon, because of which your previous relationship may not have worked out. So take this time out, heal yourself. Okay, so now let's hop into your reading. So we will have the cards pulled right now. Alright, so my dear pile 2 Mystic Souls. As I was saying, that it is not always necessary that. Okay, anyway, the first message that I. The messages that I have for you are that you have been trying very hard to hold on to something, and quite likely it is a kind of image that you wanted to maintain, which could be a reason why your last relationship did not work out. Okay, now it may not be you, it may be the other person, but what I can infer is that it's more likely that it is you, that you're watching it. So you should, since it's a general reading, you should take it as how it resonates with your situation. It's like there have been something that you wanted to hold on to very, very tightly. You perhaps could also be somebody who has this like overblown sense of self importance, and you think that everything around you should revolve around you. You should have a say, you should have a control over everything. So, control freak is the word that I'm hearing again and again for you. It may be a possibility that perhaps you wanted to control the finances for your partner, and this could cause a major rift in your relationship. Like you wanted your partner to like share all his money or her money with you, and that could be an issue. It could also be vice versa. So if you're somebody who's listening to these messages, and whatever I'm saying right now is something that your partner has been doing with you, so you should be taking it like that. Okay, otherwise for majority of you I see that it was you who was doing all of these. And what is strange here is that you wanted to have a say and control over the things which you do not own. Okay, it's like you wanted to run something that was somebody else's. And overall, you have this vision for yourself that you want to be a winner. But who were you competing with? It's your relationship with your partner. It's not like a race that you have to run and you have to win the trophy and show everybody. But somehow your relationship for you became something like a race, a competition where you had this weird necessity to like win over like over your friends, over everyone else, and show off to the entire world that I have this and you don't have it. Like there was this energy of comparison, a lot of comparison that brought in a lot of toxicity, that invited a lot of negativity into your relationship, which could be a reason why it didn't work out. But why were you competing? Like, sometimes it really happens with some people. They are constantly in this energy where they keep comparing what they have with someone else's instead of counting their own blessings. So this is an advice that I get for you, is that while you love to spend a lot of money, it is also something I get for you. It's like you truly, when you go to the market, it's like whatever thing you see and you feel that it is fancy, you buy it because you feel that that will make you look important person, that will make you look like uh, someone influential in your circle. But you must remember that it is not about the material assets that we have which makes us influential. It is the quality of relationships too. But in that, you never put in enough efforts at all. Okay? And while you were so busy in trying to build your relationship like somebody else, you totally lost the sense of it. To the point where the people around you have now started to see you like a fool, like someone with a lot of vanity to themselves, who who is very like materialistic, very superficial, very fake. You know, somebody uh, who like doesn't even know how life or things work, who is a total fool of themselves. Like, this is what the imagery that you have created for yourself. But you know, you can change it completely for you. There is going to be some important message, some important communication which is coming your way. And I see that this communication has got immense potential to change your life and change it for good. Now, I don't know what kind of communication it would be, but it may be that you have this chance to take a long distance trip. Okay, now if you are already split from the person, do not expect that person to come back into your life, because I don't see that happening from your cards. It's like there have already been so much of a drama here, so that person is not going to come back into your life, no matter how much you want it. And it is really good that you leave that person back, because all the memories that person has of you is toxic. It's really advisable that you start afresh. And if it is vice versa, I also advise you that please do not go back to the person, because it is like if you keep reading the same chapter again and again, it's not going to give you a new outcome. Okay? So you have to stop reading the same chapter of this book again and again, and it's time to write a brand new chapter for your life. It may be that the friends you have been ignoring, or the friends who have fallen out of your life, maybe, just maybe, some, or most likely for you, it's not going to be friends, it's going to be an opportunity for a solo trip, I'm saying, and that too in a very distant place from where you currently live. It may be a foreign destination, or it may be just in another city. It's advised for you to take that trip, to go there and see how the world looks like. About who will you marry? Well, currently you are not in a position to manifest a long term marital relationship. So, yeah, this reading is about long term marriage relationships, but the person you are manifesting at this point of time in your life, or the kind of energies that surround you, it doesn't look like you are manifesting somebody who is going to be in your life for a very long time. It looks like this person will come into your life to play some karmic lessons out, but once all the karmic lessons have been over, this person may not be there in your life anymore. Okay, and highly likely the karmic lessons for you would be to change yourself. So, since it's a minor arcana, the good part is that if you figure out what you're thinking, if you like yourself do a lot of healing, and you work on all these aspects of your personality, then you have the potential to change this energy and rather manifest somebody who with whom you can have this long-term committed and a positively thriving relationship. About how and when and where will you be meeting this person? Well, you may be meeting this person in some sort of like um, some like bureaucratic offices, like say for example, if you really decide on taking the solo trip and you get this opportunity and you are planning to go abroad, then there are a lot of work to be done, like applying for visa, perhaps going for interviews if necessary, and other things. So maybe you meet this person during that time while you are doing going through all of these processes. Or it would be like, suppose for example, you went to the bank to check your finances, like you suddenly received some sort of communication about your finances and you went to the bank, and While talking to the bank manager, who happens to be a new person, you start to feel like, wow, he's attractive. So that can be how your relationship sparks. So it is in some place of bureaucracy, some place like that, and it would also be where you are like taking charge for yourself. Like you are most likely you are solo, not like within a group or something. But if you do not want to embark into any kind of romantic relationship with this person, just because you know your energy is right now, so be careful. It is also a possibility that you may not have a love romantic long term relationship, but you can convert this person into a long term ally, a long term friend for yourself. We also need friends. It's not like that we just need romantic relationships in our life. So we also need friends. We also need good allies. So you must watch out for that. Now we will look into more cards about how your relationship will be and some relationship advices for you. I'm not surprised with the Five of Wands, okay? Two of Swords, and finally for the relation advice overall, it's Four of Cups. Most likely, the people watching this pile are single, and how your relationship is going to be. Like I said, this what you're manifesting may not be a long term committed relationship. I'm sorry, my dear pile 2, but this is the message for you. Okay, so there are quite high chances that once you get into this relationship, you are constantly surrounded with a lot of conflicts, a lot of challenges, a lot of problems, a lot of issues, which eventually take you both apart. But if you work out on yourself, then there are chances that you can manage these conflicts. And even though there are conflicts, you grow out of those and have a stronger relationship with each other. Okay, but I really don't see a very strong romantic long term bond with each other. But still, you like even in friendships, there are conflicts sometimes. Even best friends fight. It's not that friends do not fight. But one is like constantly fighting over the same issue, and one is like fighting over an issue and trying to evolve by resolving it. Okay, so you can convert it into that kind of an energy. Now, the advice for you is that, like right now, if you are single, please do not enter into a relationship just because you're dissatisfied or feeling bored out of your life. Enter into a relationship only when you know what is it that you truly, truly want and desire in your life. Okay? And if you are constantly thinking of like you will always portray a very perfect picture to the world about who you are. You will play a dual edged, like, even though you're not happy, but still you will portray that you are happy. You will show the world that you can have a perfect work life balance, even though you're not having one. You should literally stop doing that. You should pick, like, one side and go with that. So, this one side message, I will take up some more cards from the Moonology deck and then I will get more clarity into it. Okay, so now I have the necessary clarity on this Two of Swords. It's like constantly you are, in the pressure of maintaining two images or maintaining two stuff to yourself. It's like on the inside you are some sort of a person, but on the outside you think that because this is how Instagram beauties work, this is how successful supermodels portray their life to be. I also have to be like that. So you're constantly at a battle with yourself over here. But what is being told to you? That you must know that you are good enough to show the world the real you. Why are you not doing that? Perhaps you have taken up all of these attitudes because you are in a constant competition with yourself to prove to the world or prove to somebody something. But you actually don't need to do that. Okay, you yourself could be a very great person with your excellent talent and skill, but you're not bringing them to the fore. You're not bringing them to the surface. Why are you doing that, my dear pile 2? You're not only holding yourself back from your full potential by rejecting all of this, by not living your own life, you're also insulting all of the gifts that Mother Universe has given you. But the good part for you is that there is going to be the end of a tough cycle. So perhaps you will be working on yourself and changing yourself for the good. So, my dear pile 2, these are the messages that I have for you. Unfortunately, I couldn't give you more information about your long term committed relationship, but I do look forward to seeing a change in your situation in near future. I will see you in my next reading. Till then, take care. Love you. Bye bye. Hello, my dear Mystic Souls. So, finally, for all of you who have chosen the third pile, let us look at the bigger picture, full moon and Sagittarius. Let's see who's coming towards you. In love life, what messages are in store for you? Who will you marry and how will your married life be? So, let's get started with your reading. Here we go. Alright, so my dear mystic souls who have picked up this pile 3, what I can infer in the recent past, there looks like there have been somebody who has offered you some sort of romantic promise, you know. Like there may be somebody who is taking interest in you, and you also deep down feel that this may be the person for you. But perhaps by the time you're also engaged with somebody. So now it has created a heavy burden on your heart because while you do not want to upset your family, at the same time you're also worried about what should you be doing. Should you be moving towards this new love which is coming into your life, or should you move ahead with the already existent proposal? It's like, for example, if you have this concept of arranged marriages, then your family is setting you up with somebody. And deep down, you feel that even though you're getting married to this person, you somehow do not connect with the person because you always feel that that person is just way beyond your league. That person is somebody who, like, you cannot feel very comfortable around that person. But everyone says that these are initial jitters and they will go away eventually. So you're listening to everybody, but somehow you're not trusting that words. Like, you're not trusting those words. You feel that, will it really be? You're second guessing everything. But you somehow, like, your heart tells you that, your intuition tells you that the person who has approached you is the one you're meant to be with. Also, I see one energy around you that others, like the people around you, think that you are very abundant and like you have a very giving nature. It's like they somehow like feel that you're somebody who is very nurturing, caring, loving, and like you will never do anything to disappoint your family. But there is another element here which I see that perhaps you belong to some really wealthy family, and it may be that the people who are in your life currently, they are not with you because they genuinely love you. They are with you who maybe are with you because of your benevolence that you show towards them in terms of money. That can be a thing as well. Okay, so now when I was looking into the cards for who you are gonna marry and when will you meet this person, I can actually see like two different kinds of energies here which I'm picking up. So it almost looks like one energy is of the person you are currently with but you do not want to be with, and one energy is that of a person who has approached you but you're not with that person because of some reason perhaps. Okay. Okay, so now we will look into further reading. Just give me some time to analyze it first. Okay, so for majority of you, the person who you are currently with, it gives me a vibe that somehow that person is not very trustworthy, even though that person may be showing that he is very capable, or like he is very rich or very abundant, and he is someone who completely matches your lifestyle, etc. But that person is faking it out. It can be for it may not be true for like literally all of you, but for majority of you who have picked up this pile, the one you are currently with is not a very good person. And about like when and how you're gonna meet, so it's likely that there has been some sort of it like in terms of the time frame. First, let's talk about that. It's gonna be like um it can be like 5 days, 5 months, or 5 years from now. Or it can be like, when I'm saying this 5 days, 5 months, what I really mean is that your marriage basically is planned in 5 days, 5 months from now, because you're already with that person, okay? So that time frame is coming very strong, and it is possible that, in some cultures, there is a concept of dowry. So it's like the bride's family has to give some amount to the groom's family in order to get their daughters married. So it looks to me like the situation is kind of going to be something like that, where your father or your family has to give a lot of money, to the point that, you know, while some marriage alliances happen, it should be a very happy occasion for both the families. But it doesn't look like it's going to be that kind of happy, because there is always going to be a worry about money. Plus, there's always going to be this distrust going on. There is always going to be some sort of fear going on in the hearts of people, that are they really some good people? Are we doing the right thing? But it may be possible that somehow, somewhere, your culture, your traditions, or something like some sort of a societal image is holding you back from breaking up this alliance. But the person who you are gonna be with is gonna be a different person. You're probably going to meet this person while you are in some sort of a celebration. Like, it may be possible that the person you currently are with, your marriage is planned like 5 days or 5 weeks or 5 months from now. It may not be like 5 years from now for majority of you, because I see a short term frame for many. And during all the preparations happening, you meet this Knight of Pentacles of yours. And while there is a festive mood, not literally everyone is happy for that matter. Okay? But still, like, there is a gathering. There is some sort of gathering, and you meet that person at that gathering. And that gives you a feeling like, although I haven't been with this person for long, although the kind of things the person is, like the gestures that the person is making towards me is not like grand or like extravagant or something, but still, these are the things which are making me happy. These are the things which makes me feel fulfilled. And that is exactly what you want. And kind of, it is also an advice for you that you should not be fearful. Okay? Instead, if you are not that kind of comfortable, because now how this look at the bigger picture fits into this entire reading is that sometimes we get married for all the wrong reason. It can be because all my friends are married, everyone around me, like the society in which I belong to operates in a certain way, so I too have to conform. But what the universe wants to tell you is that you should take away that pressure of conforming to some standard of your shoulder. Even if, like, in your society, it is like once your parents make a promise to somebody to marry the daughter, then you have to marry with that person, but you should just take that pressure off of your shoulder. Do not burden yourself with anything, especially when you are not comfortable, because at the end of the day, you are the person who has to live with the person you get married to for the rest of your lives, or at least for a really, really long term. Okay? You are the person who will have to deal with all the nitty gritties of the relationship, nobody else. So you should definitely look at the bigger picture and see if you really feel happy, content in the relationship that you are entering. Sometimes our intuition knows the things well and it gives us messages about it. People often complain that, okay, my intuition is not good enough, but every human being, no matter where they are on earth, like they get this premonition of danger when it approaches them. That is how nature has designed us to be. And if you're feeling that you're getting such vibes, please call it off. No, no matter how grave it sounds, but it is advisable for you to call it off. Because the new person who is entering into your life is the one you're meant to be with, not the current person. Now we will see some more cards about how your life will be when you are with a new person. Okay, so first we have the Six of Swords and some more relationship advice or insights. We have the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords as the final relationship advice. Then we will look into your monology cards. Okay, so how your life will be. First of all, you will be far away. It's highly likely that you will be far away from your family, from your immediate circle. And it is actually for your own good. Like when I give this message, if you are somebody who has been very close to your family, you may feel that it can be disheartening, but rather, perhaps there would be some situation arising in your life which will take you far away from your family members, and it would rather be for your own good. You will see that a lot of problems in your life have been completely solved out. And that is exactly what you want. You will find the necessary space that you will need to build up a very strong and healthy connection with your partner. And your partner is going to be a very practical person, and I see that majority of you after marriage you will be starting a business with your partner. And he will be very expert in financial matters. He will just know his art very well, and he will know how to earn money using his skills and talents, and he will also groom you up in that area, and both of you will have a very abundant and successful life together. Okay, now it may be possible that this person is not exactly somebody who may conform to what you think as ideal. Like, for example, this person makes you happy, this person gives you the kind of clarity that you want, this person is everything that you are looking for in a person, but maybe this person lives in a very far off place, or maybe the person's profession is not something that you were very attracted to. Like you feel, like for example, there are some people who feel that if a guy is not engineer or doctor, then the guy isn't capable enough of sustaining a family. Similarly with the girl, if she is not this or that, or does not have a beauty standard, then she is not the ideal wife. But this may not be the case with the person, but this is the person who will literally solve all the problems in your life. I see that after marriage, both of you will be healing each other, but more than you, your partner will be the one who will be healing you completely. He will stand by you in every single aspect. What advice you should be following is that you should take a stand. You have to learn to take a stand for yourself, especially when it comes to expressing what is it that you really want in your life. It feels to me like for some reason you are afraid to kind of express yourself and say what is it that you really want. But now is the time that you have to take the stand for yourself, also for your love, for everything. And eventually you will see that you're victorious. Your life will be harmony will be restored in your life. Now finally we will take demonology. Okay. So what I see from your cards is that if you do end up taking a stand for yourself, expressing yourself, and breaking off of the relationship that you are currently in, then probably that's the end of a tough cycle that you are going through. Now, for some of you, it may be that you actually do not break up the relationship, but the person you are with, you just make it very clear what is it that you really want, and the person undergoes a transformation. But for the rest, majority of you, I see literally like calling off of the current relationship that you are in and stepping into a new zone. So that will mark as the end of a tough cycle for you. It is highly recommended for you. See, this was what I was telling you through the entire reading. You have to work through your fears. If you are holding back just because you're fearful of hurting someone else, hurting somebody else's sentiments, or just because you're overall fearful of what will people think about you and stuff like that, please look at the bigger picture, my dear Mystic Souls. You cannot hold yourself back by just fearing things out and then ending up being in a toxic relationship yourself, because if you are not happy, do not expect it that you can make anybody else happy. You can only make someone else happy and be a very ideal perfect partner. That is only if you know how to be happy yourself, because how will you give somebody something that you do not have? If you are sad, do not expect that just because you do everything, like all the chores and everything, in a proper way, you're gonna make anybody happy. Marriage relationships are not just based on the kind of work that you do. It's a lot more than that. And if you work through your fears, if you learn to take a stand for yourself, then your hard work will pay off, and then you will have an excellent relationship with your partner. Now, for majority of you, it is a new person who is going to be your partner, and it's going to be like a brand new life that you're about to start. Okay, I will just take one more card from tarot as an advice. Let's see if there is anything more. So we got the Emperor card. So it just sums up the entire reading that you have to learn to take a stand for yourself. Yeah, you have to learn to put yourself a priority and stand your own guard. If you're not feeling comfortable in entering into that relationship, you must learn to say no. Okay, so my dear mystic souls who have picked up this pile tree, that's all the messages I have got for you. I hope these have been helpful and insightful for you. I will see you again in my next reading. Till then, please do take care and be happy, okay? And if these readings have helped you, then you may consider liking this video and also subscribing to my channel for more. I'll see you next in my another reading. Till then, take care. Bye bye.